Okay, time for July bullet journal week 4. Starting off with some seaweed on the ocean floor, separating my columns using my new zebra mild liner. I also colored in the ocean floor with my 5M Uniposca in aqua to get a solid color. The later I decide to change this, you'll see. Anyway, I was sort of flying by the seat of my pants without much of a plan for this one, so I drew some large squiggly bubbles at the top for the day numbers and the day of the week. And you've probably also noticed that I'm only working on one side of the spread at a time. That's because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing as I go. So once I get the left side looking okay, I'll move on to doing the right. However, this also gave me the opportunity to make the spread a little more interesting since I hadn't drawn all the seaweed separators on the right side yet. I decided I was going to do a large open clamshell, sort of like the birth of Venus or something? I don't know, it's what I thought of when I used my Marabou Aqua Graphics and my Pentel Aquash water brush to shade in the general shape of the outside edge of the shell. I looked up the original painting afterwards and realized that it's only half a clamshell and it's facing in the opposite direction in that image, so wah wah. Not as inspired as I thought by that. Anyway, once I had painted the basic shape of the open clamshell so I knew how far up the page it would go, I added the seaweed to separate the rest of the days of the week behind it, along with the notes section, and finished labeling those accordingly with the bubbles as well. It took me a little while to decide what was going to be sitting in this clamshell. At first I wanted to be a huge dork and put like a Pokemon in there or something. Like Starmie or Dewgong or... But they weren't the right colors, so I skipped that. And then I thought of those things from World of Warcraft? The underwater goblins. What are they called? Hold on a second. Gill goblins? Wow. That is a really stupid name. Anyway, sorry, went off on a tangent. Suffice to say, I thought of several things before I eventually decided to just go the cliche route and do a mermaid. So I started with her hair using my black zebra brush pen, and then I moved on to her tail, which was a Crayola Super Tip, along with my water brush again for shading. It was here I decided the ground actually needed to be black, because I needed to use my Posca markers in order to draw the flukes on her tail. Since I had already drawn everything on the left side of the spread, it was totally done, but that looked like it was where the tail was going to end up having to go. So, once that color change was done, I broke out my emerald green 3M Uniposca along with the aqua 5M Uniposca I had used earlier in error, and drew the flukes because I knew that the Posca pen would cover whatever I had already put down, since I learned just this week that they are legendarily opaque. Flukes done, I added some highlights with my white Uni-Chalk Posca pen, one of my top 3 picks from my white stuff comparison, before adding some spots in the emerald green and aqua Poscas on the sandy ocean floor to make it look like it had some texture. I added some shading behind her body with the Marabou Aqua Graphics and the water brush again, this time going out toward the edges of the shell, before I did some last minute outlining with the 1MR black Uniposca that I recently purchased before this spread was pretty much done. This felt like it took forever because I had no idea what I was going to do. I kept taking breaks and twiddling my thumbs and trying to decide what to do next, what colors to use, what to add. Usually I have a very clear idea of what I want to do for a spread before I start filming one of these videos, but this one came together very slowly and much more organically this time, I guess. Anyway, I hope you liked this spread. It's much more illustrative than the more simple, crisp, almost Art Deco style spread from last week. Subscribe and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss any of my weekly bullet journal uploads. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye!